it's Michelle again. Welcome back to Michelle's Life. Should I start my videos that way? I don't know. Let me know. Is that too cheesy? Anyway, today's video I wanted to do really quick my most underrated books that I owned that most people don't really talk about. I only have 4. I don't actually, turns out, I was looking at my bookshelf, turns out I don't actually own a lot of my favorite books. I'm usually borrowing them from the library or reading them on my Kindle, so your Booktube might be a little difficult, but I found 4, so I thought that was good enough. I wanted to start off with one that I read for college. It's called Time's Arrow by Martin Amis. I've looked for a better cover. This one's kind of ugly, but all of them are pretty ugly. It's a pretty short book. It is a really trippy book. I've never read anything like it. The main character is a German doctor, and it's a historical fiction. It's told from his subconscious as the narrator, and it moves backwards. And by that I mean it's going backwards in time, but his subconscious doesn't know that. So it's you kind of have to keep telling yourself that as you read the book, and it definitely helps. It's just really interesting to watch because, you know, you imagine things when you're reading. And just to watch him, instead of throwing a stool at the wall and it breaking, he's taking the stool off the wall and putting it back together, you know? So just throughout the book, you read and you see things happen in reverse, and it's really trippy. It's a really cool concept. I don't want to tell you too much about it, but it does focus around the Holocaust, and it's really good. It's a must read for me. It was definitely a 5-star read. I've never read anything like it since, and I read this probably about 4 years ago. Another book I really loved that I read for college too is In the House of the Spirits, or The House of the Spirits, by Isabel Allende. It's spelled Allende, but I think it's pronounced Allende. I'm not sure. That's how my teacher pronounced it. Anyway, it takes place in South America, and the author is, I think you pronounce it Chilean? I don't know, but she's an amazing author. Everything I've read by her is really good. If you want to read about something diverse, especially since we just had Diversity Wednesday last Wednesday, I would definitely recommend Isabel Allende. This book takes place, I already said that. This book focuses on multiple generations from one family, the Trueba, I don't know, family. And it also features magical realism in the family. There's political intrigue, there's a war going on in this book. It's really interesting. It's a pretty chunky book, but it keeps you hooked the whole time, and I think it would be considered an adult novel, but it reads like a young adult, so I definitely recommend this one if you're looking to read something diverse. It was really good to see a different culture. Of course, the movie adaptation uses white people instead of Spanish people, but you know, that's America. Anyway, next one. This was made into a movie, so a lot of people have probably seen the movie. I haven't heard many people talk about reading the book, but it was one of my favorites in high school. It was quite a long time ago, but it's Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, and I always mess up that title and say incredibly close and extremely loud. But by Jonathan Safran Foer, an amazing book. I have, again, not read anything like it. It also has cool images throughout, but yeah, definitely like throughout, I guess is correct. It's about a boy whose father dies in 9/11, and he's trying to come to understand what that means for his life. He's very eccentric. He likes to collect coins and polish them, and his father and him used to do what are they called? Like treasure map searches. So he finds a key in his father's room after his father passes, and he goes on this hunt throughout the city to find what this key goes to. And it's just an epic journey that he takes, and he meets tons of strangers, and he just comes to understand the world, what it's like now after 9/11 and now that he doesn't have his father in his life and what family really means. And overall, another 5-star book. This one was really good if you haven't checked it out. The movie was pretty good. I don't really remember the movie too well, but this one sticks with me, so definitely amazing. And my fourth and last book, I've seen it mentioned a little bit more lately, but I probably read it maybe like a year and a half ago. It's one of the first books that my book club read, and that's how I became friends with Jody. She recommended this one, and I knew that we should be book best friends. Yes. So this is her debut novel. If you're looking for a good Halloween read, I think I said that already, but definitely check it out. It features a girl I'm pretty sure it takes place in California during the influenza outbreak, and so there's lots of people dying from that. And the war is going on, and then there's also the element of spirit photography, as you see in the picture, that's talked about in this book. It is considered a historical fiction. Kat Winters did a lot of research into this book, and I looked it up because it was really cool while reading this book. I got really interested in a lot of the history that she's bringing up, so I also did research of my own. And the spirit photography actually happened about, I think it was like 20 years after the war and the outbreak of influenza, but it's still really, it's a cool concept to combine them, and especially because so many people were dying. And overall, this is just a really, really great book. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I definitely would. So those are all the books that I wanted to mention in this video of underrated books. I hoped you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I look forward to your comments down below, and I'll see you guys next week.